Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And today we're going to talk about, does money matter to you? Because, well, wealth will matter in the future, and you're in the right place tonight. We're going to talk about it. And welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream, where members only with the icon next to their name can be in the chat room. Everybody can watch, everybody can be here, everybody can grab their pen, pads, and papers and take notes, but only members with the icon can be in the chat room. And therefore, welcome. Stop struggling now. Gear check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. Estate, holding companies to hold your real estate and assets, and so much more, then you need to check that live stream that we did with the preeminent Dominican public attorney in all of the Dominican Republic. So, again, thank you so much for being here once again. Share the video, smash the like button, and please subscribe and click the all notification bell. I'll mention that again. And tonight, if you can't get in the chat room, there's a reason why. Only members with the icons, not a subscriber, but members like Professor, aka Professor Auntie Val, is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. And she brings her tagline this evening. Good evening, fam, with the heart, with the strength, with the support, and got the notification and trailer again. We're rolling. We're on a record. Watch one person tonight. And look who else is here. Laverne Penix. Welcome the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream with the icon next to his name. And he says, hello, SSN Nation. I hope everyone is doing well. I received a notification and trailer. Thank you so much. That's two people this evening. And once again, if you can't get in the chat room on Wednesday nights, only members with the icons can be in the chat room. Subscribers, you can watch, but you can't be in the chat room. So there you have it. Now, let's get into it. Because again, does money matter to you? Well, just unless you're going to be like a monk or a person of the cloth, then generally you're going to have to generate some sort of revenue or use something. It could be you as an individual working for the roof over your head, the food in the cupboards, or you have to work for somebody else at a job, because you can always do the trade effect, right? You do something and in exchange they give you something back. No money actually has to change hands, but you are the money, being the individual. Or do you work for someone else and get some money in? That's the few ways that it goes. You're going to need money. So before the wealthy get all of the wealth or the bulk of it, they already have it. But before this teeter-totter gets broken, I would highly suggest that you start considering wealth, financial independence as your motto. Because going forward, things are going to get out of hand worldwide. All central banks, they will be printing money. all of them will be trying to preserve themselves to stay alive. And what I mean is that an entity, governments will try to preserve themselves. But the only way they can preserve themselves is like the Roman Empire. They are going to have to take your money, your assets, in order to monetize it. So that is the whole game plan here in the long run. And it's just like the Roman empires and all the empires before. Once you run out of money and take all the wealth, and it's only in the hands of a few, well, guess what? Game is over. Because now only certain people have all the money and all the wealth, and they're not going to sell to each other. And now they can't grab it from the bulk of everybody else either. And you implode. And they're doing it right now, ladies and gentlemen. So you better grab some wealth. That wealth means financial independence. That means you're going to have extra money coming in, like Professor Auntie Val and Laverne Penix, Mr. Cool, who's here. This is what they do, ladies and gentlemen. This is what you should be doing. This is what I do. This is what you need to do. Wealth will matter in the future, and more than ever, time is ticking. All right? This isn't 2008 where you're going to be able to recover. I'll say again, some of my friends, I'll bring them on. When I told them, I said, hey, don't worry. Just get some in the next 2 years. And then for that time, for about 7 to 10 years, you're going to have a free ride, because all they're going to do is dump money into to blow up the markets, blow up the housing. So you'll be good. Same rules are going to apply again, except this time there will be no return, because the balloon is going to get so large that you're going to say, I can't afford things. I can't buy assets. They're out of my reach. And when there's hardly any opportunities, because so many people, or shall I say, not that many people, control bulk of the wealth. We already have a situation where 1% of the wealthiest owns nearly 50% of the wealth. The top 10% of the wealthiest already owns 70% of the wealth. After this time, they're going to own like 80% of the wealth. And that leaves 20% of the wealth to a few 100 million people. That's going to be very bad. All right. So it's already, the effects have started. Layoffs, businesses going out of business, and a few other things. So let's see what else we got. Uh-oh. He's saying no audio. He's saying no audio. Let's see. Can you let me know if you can hear me, Victor Marrero? I don't like him saying no audio. He's in the house. Hopefully you can hear me. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. And he has the icon next to his name. And so let's see what his tagline is this evening. He brings the number one tag for him. Hello, all. Let's do this. Yes, this we shall do, Victor Marrero, because we have that duffel bag of cash all set and ready to roll. And wealth will matter in the future. So get yourselves ready for it. Because as you know, this year, your first move, the most expensive move on your agenda in your lifetime, is a home generally. That's usually the one. So what's going to happen is, interest rates go down, home prices increase, but will you qualify? The only way you're going to qualify is if you make money. There's no other way. Or sell some assets, or have a company or business where you have stocks and you can borrow against your stocks like Elon Musk does, right? Those are the only options. That means you have to have some wealth. And if you're going to sit here and try to make $150,000 and think you're going to be able to buy $1 million home, or $900,000 or $800,000 home, I got news for you. Sorry. And if most homes do what they've done and they go to 700,000-800,000, that means everybody's going to have to be earning six figures just to live in a normal house. I'm not even talking about mansions. I'm talking about a normal house. People in SoCal, they know what I'm talking about. People in New York, they know what I'm talking about. People in Miami, they know what I'm talking about. It's already happening, ladies and gentlemen. It's just that there's some places that, well, you're going to have a few years, but all I'm going to say is get yourself ready. All right. I've talked about this before. So let's see what we're going to do tonight. We're going to talk about this stock market. 1929 to 1932. Some of your favorite stocks are acting weird. And one of those, let's see how many people are going to sell their Tesla stock 106. Did you sell at 200? Were you being greedy when it went to 220? Did you sell after making $100 a share, or did you hold on to it? That's a good question, right? Because it's now back to 160, isn't it? Why? Because earnings went down. Let's see if they even show it on here. I don't think they will, market movers. But look at what's happening. Remember the other day, I went over this briefly on Monday, where I said, is 33,000 in the Dow Jones, is that going to go under 30,000? Is S&P going to go under 4,000? So far, the answer is no. But is NASDAQ going under 12,000? Well, they're under 12,000. So we're going to find out. Dow falls 200 points as First Republic worries overshadow strong tech earnings. Okay, we don't care about tech earnings right now. You want to know why? I don't care. You shouldn't care. Stock market's going to care, but you shouldn't, because they, in order to achieve these earnings, these great earnings, they had to generally get rid of thousands, if not over the whole tech industry, hundreds of thousands of employees. They literally have laid off over the last year to 2 years. So they got rid of their employees, which meant that's a bulk of most businesses' expense is employees. So when you pay people 6 figures and you have a few thousand of those, that's like hundreds of millions of dollars across the board. So all of a sudden you're like, we can shave off, like $50 million if we cut these people here. So now our earnings looks better. Just think about this. This is how you can manipulate the situation. All right. By the way, I'm trying to think. Apple headquarters in the Bay Area delayed. All right. They're not building it. All right. This just gives you an idea. So all these strong tech earnings things, just keep in mind. Amazon closing stores, which I didn't even know they had stores. Amazon closing stores. See, there's things happening right before your very eyes that's hard to see because they don't really promote it that much. All right. I don't think it's on CNBC either. Just to give you an idea, Amazon starts layoffs in HR and cloud units. See what I'm saying? Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Amazon acts as Halo Fitness wearable in latest cost-cutting move. Jesus Christ. Tyson Foods to eliminate 10% of corporate jobs. You see this, ladies and gentlemen? This is going down. It's going down. No prison yet for Elizabeth Holmes. Okay, that's interesting. Bitcoin rallies to 29,000. Franklin Templeton launches on-chain fund on Polygon. Of course they did. Of course they did. But the question's going to be, how's the SEC going to look at crypto now? That's going to be very, very interesting. They're calling it, just like Hong Kong, what are they calling it? They're calling it an asset, like real estate, like property. Well, we'll see what happens. Let me see. Realize. Let's see what's happening. We don't have Tesla anywhere. There's Chipotle. You guys know CMG. Just hold on to CMG. They have everything that they need. We talked about this over the last few years. CMG, Chipotle is awesome. Microsoft, they've been down. CoStar Group, they're commercial. They list commercial properties. But Activision Blizzard, yeah, that deal with Microsoft might not go down, which is interesting. So we'll see how this all plays out. Microsoft, Chipotle, Boeing, First Republic Bank, well, they're going in reverse. So once again, we will see. But I just want to go over this real quick because this is part of the wealth movement. This isn't rocket science. Going forward, you will have to either hold some asset, whether it's going to be multi, or it's going to be stocks, whether it's going to even be starting your own business to put your own future in your hands, whether a business. Just keep all this in mind. Does money matter to you, ladies and gentlemen? Let me know. Let me hear from you. Let me know about the Assassination members tonight. It matters to you because generally, if you want to survive, money has to matter somewhat. You just can't say money doesn't matter. It's going to matter. All right, dividend investing is the best strategy with this red stock market. I agree. Money keeps coming. Have another beauty for dividend income, 17%. Dividend income, ETS, SVOL. It holds U.S. Treasuries and wait. Victor Marrero, he's dropped a bomb. Interesting. SVOL, treasuries and bonds. Well, treasury and bonds do not generate double-digit returns. So then you have to ask yourself, how are they doing that? If they are doing 17%. Now, I can't confirm because they're not showing us a dividend range, and probably futures, contracts, call options, put options, VIX, that's going to be a little volatile, I think. I don't know. You're saying, I'm assuming, but if they're doing VIX, that's volatile. Maybe it's the wrong thing. Let me go double check. No, you said SVO. That's SVOL. Yeah. Okay, this is saying something different. So I must not be. Okay, hold on. Let me go check something out. Let's go this way. Yeah, this is it. Simplify Volatility Premium ETF. Huh. But they're saying that that's interesting. Okay, that's interesting because they're using VIX. I don't know about the VIX, but they're saying 17.36 dividend, 0.4 dividend yield, 14.97. Either way, that is incredible. Need to look into this a little more because that is a great dividend number, but I'm a little concerned about being in the VIX. But it doesn't say it's in the VIX except in one location. So you guys have to do your own due diligence, but 17% annual return based on what you invest now, that's how you create wealth, ladies and gentlemen. Not this 3%, not this 4 or 5%. You're getting wiped out by inflation, but double-digit returns. That's why you don't even wake up and invest in something. When people do this Fundrise stuff, it just drives me crazy. They're saying, okay, here, I'll take 5%. I'll give you my money. It's locked, and I'm getting 5%. Okay, I just don't understand it. You're giving somebody maybe 50,000 or 100,000, and all you want is 5%. You're losing money. And then they say to me, hey, Eric, after they sell it. And I'm like, what do you mean? Sell it when? 5 years, 10 years? And even when they sell it, they're going to take a certain percentage of the profit anyhow and leave you with the chump change. So I don't understand entirely how that works. But if you're going to make investment and money matters to you, then you have to think ahead. You're going to say, hey, inflation is going to be 10%. Inflation is going to be 12% worldwide. That means I need to get close to double digits or more than double digits. Why bother with 6%, 5%, 4%? That's not going to help. All right. So keep those things in mind. Let's see. Oh, let's see here. I've missed some things, it looks like. All right, here we go. You're good on audio, sir. Thank you so much, Auntie Val. Professor Auntie Val with the beachside coffee business coming to life. Mo Better in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream with the icon next to his name. He says, what's going, E? What's going with you, Mo Better? What's up, everybody? Let's go. Got the notification and trailer once again. That is awesome. That's 3 people on the Wednesday night live stream. If you're trying to get in the chat room, there's a reason you can't. Only members of the channel can get in the live stream chat room. Everybody else, yes, you can watch. On Friday at 9:10 p.m., I suggest you join us again. Everyone can be in the chat room, and we're looking forward to later this week, whether it's tomorrow, whether it's Friday, or whether it's Saturday. Gwen from Larimar City and Resort will be in the house to discuss the Horizon Views project and, oh yes, updates. There will be updates coming. So we'll get the first on the updates for the #1 real estate project in all of the Punta Cana area, in my opinion. All right. Victor Morel says SVL is doing the same thing as Jeppy. Okay. Yeah, it's weird because they mentioned VIX with that, and I'm not, I would never recommend being in an ETF that uses VIX because VIX is very volatile. If the stock market goes up for, let's just say, like it did 3-4 weeks, that means VIX is going down. And the only time the VIX is going to go up is when the stock market is going down. So that's why in this environment, the stock market is going to keep doing this up and down type of situation. So it's a long-term effect. But if somebody gives you money at 17.5 or 17.3% for money you put in now, and you're getting that for life, you got to take them up on it. Thank you so much for that, Victor Morel. That is a gem. That is for sure. All right. Vanessa Comma Gates in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream with the icon next to her name, also known here, Seamless Genius, is in the house. All right. Hey, Boston SSN fam, busy bus listening in. Hello, Seamless Genius. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. Okay. Volatility for SVOL is 3.34 and for JEPI is 2.1. You have to take a little bit of risk. My strategy, 75% towards JEPI and 25% for SVOL. I'm focused on building the passive income basket this year. Very, very wise, Victor Morel, and very, very wise advice. We've been talking about this, ladies and gentlemen. This is what you should be doing. Lock in these returns. JEPI's around 11.7, 11.8 right now. When the economy goes up, which is going to happen about another year, year and a half when they start turning down the interest rates, the stock market's going to go back up. The people will be dumping in or borrowing money to dump in, buy back their stocks and all this. So what will happen is the price of the ETF will go up, which means the yield, your dividend, will go down because they're going to pay the same or a little bit more, but the stock, instead of it being $53, it could be $65. And they're still going to give you $6.25. But if you buy at 65, now all of a sudden you're getting close to 10%, or you are getting 10%, all right, or 9.8% return versus the 17. That's why you dump money in now, why you can get these crazy returns, 16, 17, 13, 12, and you have a combination. So every year you have money coming in for money you already spent. That's how you create wealth, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you need to do. All right. So that's very well said, Victor Morel. Thank you so much for that. Mo Better says, I'm excited to hear the latest news with Larimar when you have Gwen on, rubbing my hands together. That's right. We're doing all of it, right? Like picking out the fruits and veggies of our labor. It's just going to work out great. So, yeah, I want to hear. Actually, I put in some questions myself. So it's going to be very, very helpful once they, if they can answer all these questions and get everything done, because I want to know. All right, Professor Antival says, what's good, sis? And that's to Vanessa Comagate, the Seamless Genius. So again, now let's get some more into this. Does money matter to you, ladies and gentlemen? Because if it doesn't, it will. There's no way. This starving artist nonsense, right? A person says, well, I want to be an artiste. I want to be something that has to do with not working for money, but based on my talent, but I don't have a job, but I need you to take care of me while I'm doing this thing that makes no money. That situation is going to come to a head. All right. Just call it what it is. It's very, very hard to do and be a starving artist. There's many people going to New York, many people going to LA who just show up. They want to be actors, actresses, be in the movies, be in commercials, be a hand model for all I know. And they're saying, what job? I'll just go over here and be a waiter. That's nice when there's jobs. But what's going to happen when there's no jobs? Even those jobs are going to be going by the wayside, as you guys have already noticed. How many places have you went to and services like non-existent? You're looking around in a place like, anybody work here? You know, it's kind of crazy what's happening because it's hard to pay employees, and insurance costs more. The insurance for your business costs more. Everything costs more before you can even get to the paying of the employees. And now you got to pay half of their Social Security. I mean, it gets crazy. Healthcare, you got to charge your employee, pay half of it, maybe. I mean, it gets expensive to employ people these days. That's why have employees when you can actually do something yourself and build your wealth where you have passive income coming in? That is the better way. So start from ground zero and work your way up. Also, I'm making an announcement. If you guys saw me, if you saw the Johan Confidante and his partner Harold Avila, they were in tonight in a previous live stream where he answered questions that, man, I'm thankful that he answered the questions, because most attorneys would have said, well, call me. You know, they wouldn't have answered the questions because these are some that you would have paid for. He actually answered. So that gives you an idea of the wealth of knowledge, because even though he answered the question, everybody is in a different ball game. So I come to him and say, I bought a property at Larimar. And then I say, well, I want to put it in a business trust or something. Okay, well, that's a whole different thing than somebody that comes to him and says, hey, can you go find out about Larimar? I'm going to invest in it, and I want you to do the closing for it. That's a whole different ball game. So it depends on what you're trying to do. And he was answering all the questions, giving detailed information, which helps you make a decision. And also that tells you who you need to go through. So I just want to point that out. And so Seamless Genius says, Auntie Val, my good sis, just busy. That's right. She's out there in the lab mixing up the chemicals, ladies and gentlemen. I know she's an entrepreneur. And just like I said on Monday, she's a dog out here, ladies and gentlemen, slaying dragons, making things happen. That's right. When you're an entrepreneur, when you are trying to be somebody, you're out here making it happen. And it's no 9 to 5. It could be 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. It could be midnight to all day. You just never know, because when you're an entrepreneur and working for yourself and you're making things happen, you don't look at a clock. You make things happen. All right, Professor says, same here. Well, thank you, everybody. And hello, all folks. It's James Way. He's in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream with the icon next to the name. And you know about that rent. That's right. His tagline, the rent is too damn high. We know about the rent. The home prices are too damn high as well. I just can't believe what's going on. We still haven't gotten down to the 50%. But oh, by the way, I was doing my 40, 50, 60%. I was saying it, and here we are. We're not to July yet. But now, here we go. Some places have dropped 40%, 25%, 45%. But it's not across the board. It's like pockets. It's just like, okay, over here in Arizona, this little section of the city dropped 40, 45%, but the rest of the place is still only like 10 to 20% drop. It's crazy what's going on. Las Vegas, there's some places drop 45%, other places drop 10%. I don't, this is unbelievable what's happening. Somehow they're saving, I don't know how they're doing it, but they're saving the housing market, which basically is their biggest producer of income, because you get to make derivatives, as you guys know. Once I have a piece of paper that you signed for a real estate project and you agreed to pay for that home $500,000, and I can bundle these up and have 100 of these, all of a sudden it's not worth five. It's not even worth the paper it's written on, but nobody's even made a payment yet. But the fact that I did new construction and I got 1,000 homes sold and I have 1,000 contracts and the average home price is $500,000, we start talking about multiple millions. And the next thing you know, they get to walk in a bank and go, hey, I have $50 million worth of homes. Go to the Wall Street guys and say, hey, who will give me $10 million? They're washed their hands, got the $10 million. And the other guys are sitting there waiting for the return, or they're waiting for the property to go up, because they'll package it and sell it to somebody else and make millions. But yet you don't get to make any millions. You're paying for it unless you did passive income program. All right, let's see what we got here. Here we go, Mo Better E. You're looking to do a storage building in DR. That's what's up. Mo Better, that's it, man. That's it. You guys are going to find out all about this. Actually, here's the beauty of it. I'll just give you guys a little premiere. You guys already know I've been very, very busy in 2023. I'm doing the damn thing. I'm back in the mode of, yes, I do Airbnb, but Airbnb's been acting fickle. I have to admit, Airbnb's been acting a little slow on my end, especially since I'm in all markets. But that's not the problem. The problem is markets have shifted because of the rules that is required in those markets now. Hawaii, you have to have a license. They want to tax you like a hotel. So they'll make me exempt, which is cool because, again, I'm going to be exempt at most places, but not all places will exempt you when you have condo hotels already being taxed. So they're trying to figure out some rules because there's this anomaly that I'm in and millions of others. And they're going, well, wait a minute. They're actually part of the hotel. They want to do Airbnb. Well, when the person checks in, they're paying the tax. These guys are trying to say, well, we want to tax you twice. We want to tax you because you're running Airbnb separate. So now all of a sudden they started realizing, well, wait a minute, we can't keep double taxing these guys. So we're going to have to allow them to be exempt, but you have to jump through hoops. That's the problem. And they don't come out and say it. You find out about it. And then Airbnb is doing what Google does now and YouTube. They are putting certain people on the platform and allowing them to be the face. So when somebody's looking for something in Miami, these first things pop up. In fact, you guys can go to Airbnb right now, put in any city, and when you search for something, what'll come up on the map, those are the preferred choices that they're putting out there. But as soon as you hit looking into like a glass and you say, okay, let me zoom in, all of a sudden other properties start showing up. But if you don't zoom in, you don't see those properties. So a lot of people, including myself, they're not seeing me. That's what's happening right now. They're doing what Google did and Yahoo and all these guys have done over the years. It was open search. And then all of a sudden it's like, okay, we are going to let these people have an advantage over the other people. So that's what's happening right now. So keep that in mind. And yes, the storage situation. So here it is. You have to ride waves, ladies and gentlemen, riding the waves. So think about this. Anywhere in Dominican Republic right now, what are everybody concentrating on? They're concentrating on getting my condo, my villa, my townhouse. They're concentrating on just real estate, maybe even multifamily. But if you do any business activity in the DR, it's different than the US. You're not going to escape. You're going to have to pay taxes. It's not like in the United States where you can say, okay, I'm going to be able to bypass. No, they get their money. They don't play this because that actually helps their fellow man. So if you're in business making money, you pay tax. You don't get to bypass. So the thing that most people will understand here, and just what Mo Better said, he says, when I was talking with Johan, I was truthful about the situation on that live stream. And I told people, hey, I have Johan's looking for land for me right now so I can get a storage situation started. Why now? The land is cheapest now. It was cheaper 3 years ago, but it's still cheap. And it's not going to take much, an acre or two, hectare or two. It doesn't matter. And now you can have just a storage yard or put up some bricks, and bricks are cheap. So we're going to put up some bricks, right? Brick storage area. And what is going to happen? You have people, condos, homes, townhomes, boats, RVs, golf carts, vehicles, shuttles, whatever there is. Not everybody's going to stay on the island 12 months a year. People come over there during high season, half the year, do business. Some people come over there for 3-4 months and live there. Then the rest of the year, they want to rent their place. And some people say, well, I'm going to take out some of the more valuable things, bare bones it. I'll be back next year, but I don't have a place to store it. So now you're going to have a place to store it, in my opinion. So I started scouring the area in Punta Cana because that's the majority of people. This will work anywhere in the DR that's in their tourist zones. All right. But I want to be where millions of people are coming in every year. Not just 1 million, not just 2 million, not just 3. I want to be in that place where 4, 5, 6 million people come in. And therefore, these people are living there, staying there, and they need a place to store their items when they leave. Some people are going to have bicycles. Think about it, bicycles, um, water sports like paddle boards and things like this. These condos, they're not built for any storage of that magnitude. So now a person goes, okay, I'm going to rent my unit. So let me take the bike, let me take the paddle boards, let me take the wakeboards, let me do all this stuff. Let me put it over here in this storage unit. That's the thinking, and that's how it's going to work. Because then we have money coming in, all based on just vacant land in reality. We're not needing water, really. We don't need anything, but we got to build the bricks. And we can have an open yard where people can have the open, maybe even we'll cover it, but still, it's cheaper to do it this way, and you can get in. And oh, by the way, yeah, SSN Lifestyle, you guys can be involved. Just so you know, we'll make it open to everybody where you can get some passive income coming in. All right. So it's not happening like tomorrow, but you guys will keep abreast of the situation. Johan's going to be involved with me in this. So we'll talk about that on another day down the line when we find something. All right. Just like the hotels. James Way, hope to do group investment, folks. There you go, James Way. I'm going to open it up. Like I said, I'm trying to help everybody because I'm going to go to Never Never Land one of these days, ladies and gentlemen. And let me see, it'll probably be T-minus about 2 years, 3 years, I'd say. So I'm going to be on here about another 2 or 3 years doing what we do. But after I set up this last stuff, SSN Lifestyle, the storage unit, the hotels, after I do this, then I'm going to be like, I'm out. All right. I'm just going to say, all right, I'll be back chilling, but I'll be going around the world still probably doing the YouTube thing. I just won't be pretty much under what I call lockdown. I'll be out here doing my thing. Everything will be handled with our fam. In case you don't know, I have probate situations going on, and it's gotten pretty wild when you have one person trying to actually steal from the estate and do crazy stuff. It's very, very interesting. So I have to pretty much be here so we can handle this stuff expeditiously and not figure, hey, I got to come over here or delays. So we'll see what happens. But nonetheless, you guys, you're going to have some opportunities. I'm going to open it up, just like I told my friends when I bought into the winery, and they were all like, what? I said, come on down with me, man. I'll show you. I'm giving them cash. You can see I'm writing the contract. You'll see it. And they're just like, I'll be damned. You mean I could have got into this? I said, exactly. What do you think I was telling you all this time? So again, that's a whole nother story. One of these days we'll be going to Lodi. Well, I don't know if I'll be going back to Cali, going to Lodi. Another little lifetime that you guys don't know about yet, because I've never been in Cali, going to Napa, Lodi, and things like this. It's very, very interesting. So anyhow, here we go. That storage area is actually a great idea. Hell, foreigners leave cars behind. Car storage area would be great. Exactly, Victor Morel. You can offer the car service for when the person returns. There will be a ready. Yep, their car will be ready. Exactly, Victor. You understand there's an ecosystem, ladies and gentlemen, because the other part of this is that's exactly what's going to happen. People's going to call up and say, hey, I'm returning. Can I get delivery of my vehicle? That's one thing. They're going to be delivery of everything. People are going to say, hey, I just returned. I can't come down to storage. Well, I'm not going to have the key. I mean, let's just call it what it is. So they're going to say, hey, and I'm going to have to be like, well, send the key or whatever. But all this stuff brings an ecosystem, all of it, because it does not even exist right now. And you know what else the DR does that you can't do in America? If you own the land, you can pretty much put what you need there. That's what's crazy. It's like the zoning laws aren't like in America where they say, okay, this whole section of acres are going to be residential. This acreage right here is going to be commercial. And so you can't put commercial over there in residential. No, it's not like that. So if you find some cheap land, you can put a business on damn near 90% of it. You're not going to be restricted unless, of course, it's in a ecological zone, a park situation. Of course, that's natural. But that's another one of the things. So that's why right now, where there's lots of land, it doesn't have to even be inside Punta Cana. If it's in Verona or somewhere, it doesn't matter where it is. It could be in Los Corrales on the outskirts of that, not down by the water, but a mile back, where they have nothing but jungle right now, and they're building new projects back there. That would be a good location because it's so dense. That's where a whole bunch of people live and just live there part-time. They don't have no storage area. Zero. Talk about a perfect thing. So we'll find out. You guys will know all about it. But yeah, that is the ecosystem that's going to happen, because they're going to ask for delivery. They're going to ask for all kind of things, because not everybody's going to have a car. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be wild. It puts you in a very good position, and it's cheap to maintain. That's the other thing. Imagine just having a gate that opens and closes. You don't even really have to have an attendant on site. How crazy is that? All right. How crazy is that? That's what we're talking about here. Passive. Maybe we'll have a management of some sort, because he's got to be there sometime to show people units occasionally. But I'm not trying to have somebody stay there 8, 9, 10 hours a day. It's going to be like appointment only. Call up. I mean, why not, ladies and gentlemen? Make it easy. All right. And rentals too. There you go. Exactly, James Way. There you go. There we go. And speaking of that, you can do anything. You can do anything. Think about even crazier stuff. Okay, we have a manager that lives there. You just make a little 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom place. And now you have management on site the whole time. And now you don't have to give anything up. Live there for free. Manage the property. Give you a few hundred a month maybe. But the point is, that would be pretty sweet as well. There's all kind of options, especially when you have the land. So we're looking for the land right now. I'll keep you guys posted. Hell, something could pop up next month, next week. We don't know. So we'll figure it out. But you guys can come along for the ride if you want to. It'll be on SSN Lifestyle, Ring of Fire Opportunity. And this one's not going to be cheap stuff either, because this isn't going to be where we're not going to be doing like 250, 500. It's probably going to be in thousands. I haven't figured it out yet because I don't know the cost, but it's not going to be where it's 250 or 500. I got to do what we got to do, ladies. This is going to be, we're going to be Bamba with the big boys. All right. This is the big boy moves now. We've done the stuff where we go slow but steady, try to get everybody in the game. Well, this next game, it's going to take a little bit more. We're going up to the mountaintops this time. All right. And by the way, speaking of wealth will matter in the future, I got some other news. Remember when I was telling you guys about the hotel, right? Okay, no confirmation on the one hotel, but guess what? I told what you guys don't know is a hotel next door is for sale. All right. And I got a call today, and the way the guy is talking, which is my cousin, he talked to the guy and he says he signed a contract with the people that want to buy the hotel for 60 days. And I was like, oh, really? You know what that means? Does anybody know what that means? If somebody tells you that they signed a contract for 60 days, what does that tell you? Let me know if anybody gleans anything from this, because I'm going to tell you what it tells me. All right, let's go. We're talking about, does money matter to you, ladies and gentlemen? Because best believe wealth will matter in the future. And what we mean by wealth, we're talking about you need items that are in place that you can either A, borrow from, B, receive passive income from, C, have some royalties coming in. Those are the type of things that we're talking about wealth. We aren't talking about wealth as in I'm going to go down here and work and put my money away and work for 40 years. We're not talking about that. You can achieve it that way. We're trying to do a shorter method, a shortcut, so to speak, but I shouldn't be using the word shortcut, because generally it takes years. All right. There's always lightning in the bottle where something does something in months or or weeks. But generally, something that you do that creates wealth takes years. So the path is going to start. All right. So that hotel unit, the guy says, I gave them a 60-day contract. It is now 30 days in. What does that mean? What does that mean? Okay, well, I don't see anybody putting in anything what it means to them, but here's what it means. In my mind, I'm like, that's very interesting. It's 30 days. They only have, well, it seemed like they might only have 2 or 3 weeks till the 60 days is expired. Now, when most people sign a 60-day contract and it has to do with properties that's worth millions of dollars, I automatically think something different, because normally if you're buying something, you would have put it under contract, you would have put down a deposit, you would have contingency plans for being able to, well, I don't know why you would do a 60-day, but let's say you did a 60-day. You would have contingency plans in your contract to extend it. You would say, okay, unless we have all the inspections, for instance, and the appraisal hasn't come back, you would have something built in to extend it. This guy's saying 60 days. So to me, that means he is out there either A, trying to flip it to somebody else, or B, he's shopping around trying to get the financing for it and didn't have it in place because you would not enter into, I have it under contract for 60 days. No owner would say that. So he would say, I received a deposit. The guy has 60 days. He hasn't come through yet, but hey, whatever. The owner is sounding as if he gave somebody like an option, so to speak. Somebody said, I want to buy it, and they put in like a deposit of some chump change, few thousand or something, and then they're out here trying to find somebody to flip it to. Which also, in my mind, I told my cousin, I said, well, then, yeah, that means to me, because I know the numbers. I know how much the place earned profit-wise. So I said, I'm going to offer him half of that. So it's going to be very interesting. All right. There you go. That's one of the things right there, Mo Better. He gets to cancel the contract. That's it exactly, Mo Better. That's exactly it. That is exactly it. So if the guy doesn't come through in the next 3 weeks, sayonara. And on top of that, gleaned from an earlier conversation last week or the week before, the owner was already saying he didn't like these new buyers. They were acting weird. Now that he said what he said today, I know they're acting weird because they're out here trying to flip it. So they got probably a great deal. That's probably the thing, but they didn't have the financing for it or couldn't get it. And so they're flipping it, was the whole point to begin with. But that's what is exactly it, Mo Better. He can do whatever in less than 3 weeks. He can say, you know what, guys, I got somebody else. Hasta la vista. And they forfeit whatever they would have put down, if anything. And he can go on with whoever. And that's what's going to be very, very interesting here. And guess what else? When somebody has something listed and then they are going to do it underground, they take the listing off. That is what's very interesting because they have it under contract. That's what they say with the commercial realtors. They have to say it, right? Somebody has a contract. They have to say it's under contract. So the owner is not going to put it back up on the listing. Everything's going to be canceled. So it's going to be insider trading. And I love insider trading deals. All right. There we go. If they're not able to get mortgage, he gets to cancel the contract and find another buyer. Exactly, Mo Better. That's what's going to happen. I can tell you that right now. I think that's what's going to happen. Because first of all, I suspect that's what's going to happen, quite frankly, because here's the second thing or third thing. I told my cousin, I said, hey, you know how much this thing made? And he goes, yeah. And I said, if they offered anything of near the 10 times the number, then they can't get a loan. So the fact that they're already wasting 4 weeks, 5 weeks, and they haven't funded it, that means they didn't actually weren't the principals, so they weren't going to buy it outright. So they're not going to be able to do it. You can't do, you have to buy it less than 10 times the NOI, because any loan that you're going to get is going to generally be 8, 9, 10%. So if you're only making 10%, then you can't get a loan. Not going to work. So it's pretty simple. Math does not lie. All right, wait. If there's a contract between seller and buyer, the contract will execute. If you pull out as a seller, the buyer can sue you for breaching the contract. I'm missing something. No, he's not pulling out early. He's not pulling out early. You are exactly right, though. Just for everybody, Victor Morel is outlining. He is correct. If you actually sign a contract, and let's just say these guys have 60 days, and then you back out, that means you are liable. They can get not only get their money back, they can actually sue you too. There's all kind of things happening sue you for breaching the contract. All kind of things can happen. In this case, Victor Morel, he's saying that after 5, it seems to be, I think it's 5 weeks. 5 weeks, he was already skeptical when he went under contract that they were going to be able to do it. Now, after 5 weeks, he's just like, okay, in another 3 weeks or so, I'll be out of their contract will be up. It was a 60 days that they had to do whatever they had to do. So in 3 weeks, the 60 days is up. And that means he's done. He's not under any breach. He tells the people, I'm not going to extend it. It's over. And so that means somebody else can move in and take it. And like I said, take it is the key factor here. And the funny thing about this, so I'll give you guys a little bit more history so you'll understand why this is significant. Exponentials. All right. So if you have one hotel in the area and you can get 2, and they're on the same street and can be associated and with the same companies, now all of a sudden you can do some things. You can actually share. So a lot of people, I start thinking of exponentials all the time. So somebody could say, I own both of these. I have amenities at the other that I don't have at the other place. I now can offer the amenities at my other place. I can say, okay, for an extra fee, or maybe not, you can just go use this amenities over here, even though you're staying at this hotel. They're that close. So that is why it's more interesting to be in the same place, and you're able to now cross market, cross use, and that adds benefits because you get to say you have access to. And then when they come down to the front desk, you go, oh, yes, the access is over here. And they're like, oh, okay, we'll go over here like a half mile, quarter mile, 1/10 of a mile. Cool. All of that. Extra pool. That pool's crowded. We have a pool over there. Exponentials. That helps out a lot. And it also helps out if there's ever any downtime in one of your hotels, right? Think about it. Or your hotel is full from this side. Somebody walks in and says, hey, do you have any rooms tonight? You say, oh, no, we're full, but our other hotel has rooms. You get to cross promote. There's lots of advantages if you're in the same area that you can do. This same thing works if you're an Airbnb guy and you have the condo hotels. Unfortunately for us, everybody who's in the mega projects, it looks like you're going to have to deal with the project renting or a professional management company renting. So therefore, the same rules apply. If you have more than one unit, which they have more than one unit, they always have. If somebody walks in off the street or calls up off the street, they can always say, yes, we have units available. And if you have multiple units, you get to win. So let's talk about it some more, ladies and gentlemen. But does money matter to you? That's the question tonight. Wealth will matter in the future. If you agree with that, then that means you guys know you have to put yourself in positions right now. A lot of you have already put yourselves in position. You've already done it. But it's not comforting to realize that, just picture it this way. What if everything costs double what it costs now? What if your electricity, what if your taxes, what if food, gas, and everything costs double? Then what? You still going to feel safe? That's what we're talking about here. This could actually happen. Just what happened in Europe is going to happen in America. All right? They're going to reduce the interest rates. Everything's going to blow up. Everybody who has assets, you're going to love life. all your assets are just going to go up in a value that's going to be like in the stratosphere. You and your family will never or should never sell it. If it's an asset, you'll be able to borrow from it, pay it back off the money that it generates. So you get to keep it in your family for generations. That's your only move at this point. You should be thinking that way, even though you don't really have to think about other people after you pass away, even though 80 to 85% of wealth that is passed, that first generation loses. By the second generation, all of the wealth is generally gone. So who's going to be the smart one to set up their wealth for the future? Well, you guys, if you were on the live stream tonight with Johan, you know what you can do. You can set up a holding company in the United States, an LLC in the United States that controls the foreign LLC in the Dominican Republic. A revocable trust as well. You can do all of this. So now you win and you asset protect. And can you imagine having things set up where now they have passive income coming in from an outside source nobody can touch? So it's almost like offshore. It is an offshore corporation. It's beautiful. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, some of you don't understand. You're already being set up. You guys, you've always been set up for the big end game. You just may not have known it. We've gone on the slow roll, but we're getting there and we're coming to the ultimate crest. So when we're talking with Johan tonight, he lets the cat out the bag where he's saying, yeah, you can have a LLC in the United States that it can be, then you get an LLC or a corporation in the DR. That LLC in the US controls the one in the DR. And now it's considered, in my opinion, it's like a holding company. He's already given the playbook. We haven't got there yet. That's what's next on our agenda. But again, he told us tonight why you don't want to have your real estate in a business, because you lose all the advantages as an individual. So why even bother? If you're not going to have to pay taxes, then why pay taxes? Because if you form an LLC, you got to pay taxes. It's that simple. There's no way around it. So all your revenue is going to be taxed as a business. So keep that in mind. All right. Victor Morrell says, a question for the lawyer. Can any builder still use the COVID excuse to keep extending the delivery date? Oh, I wish you were on, Victor Morrell. I don't know. We had Johan Confidante on at 7:05 p.m. today. He was answering all questions. This one didn't come up. That is very interesting. You know what? I'll ask him tomorrow. Also, do we have any leverage over the contractor for price increases after the contract? Victor Morrell, that's a no. That is a zero. That's a no. That's already been under court systems already in the DR. As you know, Christopher raised people prices 30-40% because the contract had nothing in it. They had nothing. That even they took their case. A couple of people went to court, and just like that in the DR, they go by contracts. If your contract is open-ended and it doesn't say how much they can charge you extra, sky's the limit. No way to do it. And by the way, that COVID scenario, it's never come up. I'll ask him about it, but there's no way to enforce it. You know what happened? I'll tell you what another attorney said, the one for Larimar. And the only reason I know this is because Gennaro's wife is a lawyer. When I said this, I said the same thing, because Larimar's contract doesn't have anything in it. If they don't deliver on their delivery date, there's usually a penalty, right? She said exactly what would happen anyhow. She's like, oh, you're going to have to go to court to force them to do it. That's what Gennaro's wife, who's actually dealing with the Supreme Court in the Dominican Republic, that was her response. She says it doesn't matter if it's in the contract. You're going to have to go to court to enforce them, even if it is in the contract. So I'll see what Johan says about it, but that's what she said about it. And she's a top-notch attorney as well. And like I said, she does things with the Supreme Court in the Dominican Republic. So and she actually wrote the contract for Larimar, by the way. All right. Also, so speaking of that leverage, you're not going to have any leverage with the developers, period. Whether they say we're going to give you that 4%, just like at the beach right now, people are like, hey, and they're still using the COVID excuse. They're supposed to get 4% or something, or 1% a year. I don't remember what it is. A lot of projects are still using the COVID excuse. They're getting away with it. Why? Because most people aren't going to take them to court. And even then you could lose. So that's the problem. So that's your only way that you can remedy the situation, Victor Morrell. But again, I'll find out tomorrow. So on Friday night, I'll have the answer, or maybe sooner. All right. So I might have it. What time is it right now? Yeah, I might have it. In fact, let me do this. Let me do this right now while I have it, because it's still a little bit early. It's only almost 10. I'm gonna do this right here. We'll do a little break right now. All right. So we'll do SSN Lifestyle. I'll put something on. Let's go. Here we go.
Come on, come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, okay, well, let me know what you guys think. Does money matter to you? Because again, you live in America, money has to matter. Almost anywhere you live in the world, money kind of matters. So we're going to find out. But we'll see. I'll have an answer for you. ConoRock didn't increase the price for anyone who signed a contract. However, they increased the unit prices for new buyers. So we're lucky there. Oh, Victor Morrell, that's how it works. Oh, that part's standard issue. That's the cost of increase of materials and to replicate the units or the buildings. It costs more. That's how it works, no matter what year it is. Whatever somebody buys in January, the cost to build in January is going to be different in July, and the cost is going to be more in December because the cost inflation. There's no way around it, and especially in the DR where they had 30 to 40% material cost increase. So what's a builder or developer supposed to do? Either delay building when the prices come back down, which a lot of builders are doing, or charge their customers an extra 10, 15, 18% to offset it. But yeah, that's how it works. Just like all projects, just like when you bought yours, 231,000, I believe now, don't they sell them for the same units for 380, 390, 390,000 or something? So you get to win. But the thing about you got your unit and then they come to you and say, hey, we need to increase your price 15%. That's the thing I was referring to, where they can just come and do whatever they want. So again, even Panorama Gardens, they sent people something talking about, was it 18%? But some, like if I was still at Panorama Garden, my contract had a cap of up to 10%. One of the SSN Nation members who bought it, Zeba, they did 15%. She had a cap in her contract that up to 5%. So if you didn't have any caps, then at Panorama Park and Garden, you got to pay 18% more. If you're at Zeba, you got to pay an extra 15% more. So that's the reason why you have a Johan Confidante, to make sure that you put some cap. Like I didn't do it, but apparently some people don't have caps in their Panorama contracts. So they're going to have to pay 18%. But the good news about Panorama was if you didn't want to extend to 18% cost, then they would just give you all your money back. Because, of course, VistaCon is hot and they could charge more already. So they're going to charge whoever more than what that 18% is. So they'll gladly give you your money back. So yeah, they're always just like Larimar. They're going to increase the cost 2.5%. In July is the next increase. Then 3 months later is the next. And then 3 months later after that is the next. 2.5%. But what's also going to happen is they're going to open up another tower. That other tower, or whatever they open up next, will the one bedroom still be $89,900? Will the two bedrooms start at $118,900? Unlikely. They might start at $130,000, $140,000. They're undervalued. A two bedroom should be, at least the smaller two bedroom unit should be like $160,000 right now. They're undervalued. $150,000, $160,000 minimum is what they should be right now. A one bedroom should be easily $99,000 to $109,000. In fact, $119,000. Somewhere between $119,000 and $99,000 should be their price. And their one bedrooms is a nice size. They're over 500 square feet. So again, this is what we're talking about. So this is all going to work out. But unfortunately, Victor Marrero, Connor Rock, I don't know who the builder is up there, but depends on the contract. And somebody who your contract is going to be different than everybody else's. Your contract is a clean contract, probably, where there's no increase even said. Whereas everybody who signed a 2021 contract or 2022 contract might have a different wording, such as we can increase your up to 10% or something. They're going to have wording such as that. They're going to have their contract might be a little different. All right, ladies and gentlemen, come on now. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Does money matter to you? Wealth will matter in the future. Set your seeds now. You need your seeds to grow now because it's going to take a few years to fruition. All right? Just keep that in mind. You want to set things now. Even if you have a little hard time, just keep trying. Do something else, but don't sit still. You're going to wish you didn't. You'll be happy you didn't. So we'll see. 15% of the original agreed purchase price of 15% of the new appreciated price. I would have a case if I had to comply with the ladder. Yeah, that would be crazy. That would be real crazy. But yeah, so what Ziba and everybody's doing is they're whatever your purchase price was, they're saying Ziba's case 15% more. Panorama, they're saying 18% more. Panorama Lake, interestingly enough, even though it's built, the shell and some of the units and everything's built, they did an extra 7%, I think it was, a year and a half, 2 years ago. I haven't heard of anything about Panorama Lake getting an additional like 5 or 10%. So the only one that has that 15% of the new appreciated price kind of thing, that's the beach. Their 25% thing that they have in there, it's going to be very interesting. Whoever has those contracts, which will probably be the next year or two, when it'll actually come to fruition, we're going to find out how that actually works. Because the way it sounds to me is like I'm buying something for $200,000. Now, right before I'm getting ready to close, they tell me we're going to tell you it cost us $25,000 more. I mean, 25%, 24% more. So automatically now I owe you $250,000. That's what I think they're doing. That's crazy to me. 25% is a chunk. 18% is bad enough. 25% is outrageous. And what they did at Chris for 30, 40% is even more outrageous. So we will see how this all shakes up because people have new contracts. All those who have Larimar contracts right now, that's another thing. Their contracts have in there no price increase. It's stated. That doesn't mean when they open up another tower that they won't have put in there what everybody else's contract has. Well, we can charge you up to 5%, up to 10%, or we're going to go by the IDV number, 2.5% thing like Cruise on Land does. They might add that only to safeguard themselves. They're building thousands of units. They're supposedly going to hold like 20 to 30,000 people in there. So you have to start thinking corporations should be protecting themselves. So everybody who gets in later, you might have a different contract than us who got in earlier. So keep that in mind. All right. Because that's what happened at the beach. That's what's going to happen maybe even at ConoRock. Victor Morrell's contract doesn't, I don't know if it says one way or another if there's any increases in prices. I don't think I have a ConoRock contract. Even if I did, it would be a newer one because his is from 2018. I would have only had a 2019, 2020, 2021 contract. So I'm pretty sure their 2022 contracts or 2021 contracts probably changed. So we will see. But yeah, I don't know if anybody has this 15% of the new price. That would be insane. Can you imagine you bought something for 100,000? They're selling that same unit for 150, and then now it's 150 plus the 15% that you owe. Yeeks, that'd be crazy. Or 15% on the 150 and not on the 100,000. Those are both bad. So 15%, 115, and now you're telling me, oh no, it's not 15% on 100, it's 15% on 150. So I'm like, okay, what is that, 17.5? So now I owe 117.5. I'd be like, okay, or do I owe more than that? What's the deal with this? So it's very interesting. It's going to be, if anybody has a contract like that, hey, Victor Morrell, does anybody have a contract like that with that type of wording? Because that would be crazy. All right. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, if you missed that early live stream with Johan Confidante and his business associate, Harold Avila, he was on with him. So make sure you go check that out. If you're doing any type of business, any type of real estate, any type of integration, any tax, any accounting, his firm does it all. That has to do with making money, because you're going to have to make money, and you can create wealth right now in the DR, ladies and gentlemen. It's sitting right there for you. It's wide open. Everything you want to do. Speaking of wide open, Vanessa Comagate's listening here. I might have to get in touch with her, or she needs to get in touch with Johan or somebody, because you have a wide open opportunity, even in the DR, amusement park areas. I know it's not big time like Disney, but they have Kathmandu Park. Not saying anything, like Kathmandu Park doesn't seem to have rides and all that. I don't know, but you can get your foot in the door over there and start doing, well, you kind of have to have people there, I guess. But I'm just saying, up and coming is what I love. That's what you do, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody says, Eric, how do you stay ahead of the curve? I don't really. You just have to recognize where the curves are. And then you say, okay, I need to put my money into this market because we're blowing up. And so I want to ride the wave, and I don't have to work hard for it. I'm just going to be sitting back, allowing the market to work for me. That's how we do it, ladies and gentlemen. All right, keep that in mind. Here we go. The ConoRock. No, my contract doesn't have that increase statement. In fact, just yesterday, I signed an addendum because they moved me from 3rd floor to 4th floor with more space for the same purchase amount. Oh, you got a bargain for the waiting. I love that, Victor Morrell. What do you mean? What's the bigger space? I believe you're already, weren't you at 1,300 or no, I don't remember. I think you had a nice size already, though. Wasn't it like 1,200 square feet, 1,250 square feet? So now it's even more space. That's a bargain. For the same price, they're doing you right. And by the way, who's the developers at ConoRock? I don't even know. That's interesting. Let's see. See who these guys are. I can't find out. No, I don't know. I always thought it was ConoRock. So I think ConoRock is the name for the developer. Huh, interesting. That's great. But the other question about your contract is this, Victor Morrell, out of curiosity, have you noticed any wording? Does it say, does it make any reference towards pricing? Does it say the price will stay the same? Does it say nothing regarding that? Because remember, in my contracts initially, all my other ones, they didn't address whether the price would stay the same. It was just a foregone conclusion, unfortunately, an assumption, because that's how it works. where whatever you buy it at, that's the price. No price increase. But then the COVID thing happened, which is a thing that, well, rarely happens. And so everybody's taking advantage of it, like, oh, it's not in our contract, so now we can adjust. That was never a thing before. Now it seems that you can adjust contracts on the fly if the wording's not in there. So anything that's not in there, they can actually substitute later, which is interesting. So now everybody's who buys any real estate is always looking now at the contract. Hey, where's that increase in price? Is this saying here specifically no additional cost? Does this say in here that maintenance fees are going to be $2 a square meter? Is that stated or not? Because if it's not stated, then we don't know what it's going to be. So those are the type of things you look at with the contract. You want to keep your wealth. You want to build your wealth. Your contract has to be pretty much rock solid. It's hard to sit there and say, I bought something for 150 and then turn around and find out they're going, oh yeah, well, it's 225 now. And you're like, what? I bought it pre-construction. What do you mean? And they're like, oh, in your contract, see, we can raise up to 60%. You know, crazy stuff. All right. So what's that square footage, Victor Morel? In fact, let's go. Oh, hold on. There's something else since we're talking about this. We want to build wealth. One of the quickest ways is real estate because you lock in appreciated value and you can borrow from that. So you never have to go to a lender. You can always say, hey, give me some money. And then they're going to look at you and be like, what do you mean you want $200,000? Yes. So they might put strings on it, but still, nonetheless, you're going to get it. Now, let's go. I'm going to give some love to Connor Rock. Apparently, wait, that's not it. Connor Rock. Condos. Isn't it? It's ConnorRock.info if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's Connor Rock. I'm going to show some love for a change tonight. Right there by Hard Rock. Presently has the biggest amphitheater outdoors when they have concerts and things like that. They go to the Hard Rock because they have 1,000 plus. That Cruise on Land and Larimar come. They're all going to have amphitheaters. So keep that in mind. So I was close. I thought it was 1,200 square feet. It was 1,291, he says. We got a little delay here, ladies and gentlemen. So everybody knows they have nice size units. They're too. Oops. Oh, that's in the background. How's that happening? Okay, there we go. Wind Rock Club on. Let's go. Where's the having a little delay here? It's okay. I will just. I like it. Well, oh wow. Okay. They've done. Oh, I like this. This is much better. So he's at Galaxy. We're gonna go with. They have 5 bedrooms. What is he? Okay, hold on. I'm curious. They have 3, 4. Wait, when did they? They have 5 bedroom units now. That would be sweet. Okay, they don't have. Oh, that's okay. That's bathrooms. No, they still claim. Okay, let me go see. This can't. Okay, I was gonna say they have that larger units. I was about to get a little more excited over there. All right. So up to 650,000 now. Woof. 3, they don't put a price down anymore. They used to put prices down. 122 square meters for a 2-bedroom seems to be the largest unit. Second floor, 219. This is the Galaxy. No, they don't have a price. Wait, 240 square meters? Oh, the penthouses are large, ladies and gentlemen. Holy smokes. That's like 2,600 square feet, 2,700 square feet. Victor Marrero, are you in the house? How much are these penthouses? They're going to have to be 300. Well, no, they're going to have to be more than 400 grand. Wow. Okay, I moved from 1,291 square feet, 1,398 square feet. The price was again listed on the addendum. I made sure of that. You got that right. Oh, man, that's nice. It includes 2 parking spaces, all appliances with central AC and smart home. Oh, he doesn't have to have the AC units in each room. He has central AC. Oh, my. They're making this out to be a little upscale-ish luxury. And an extra 100 square feet is a big time plus. 1,400 square feet for a 2-bedroom is nice. That's luxury, ladies and gentlemen. Even they have said, let me upgrade. This is showing you exactly what should be happening. You guys were told about this already. You knew what was coming. People, these projects had to start upgrading when you start adding a Vista Cana and all their projects. Primavera, okay, they added their villas, but that's not their thing out there. But when Larimar and Cruise on Land came, and of course, everything at Cap Cana, all of this stuff that's happening, they said, we need to improve. We need to add on extra large units because now Atlantida's popped up. Oceana's popped up. We better add on an extra 100 square feet and get in the same ballpark into the luxury space because we're trying to charge $400,000 for these units now, right? Victor Marrero, let me know if they're charging $380 for your unit now, because I think that's what it is. I saw something like $384, something like that, and that's incredible. So does that mean it's fully furnished or not for those $384 prices? You have to play with the filters on the left to get the price. Ah, okay. I'll go play. Let's go play a little bit, shall we? So how do okay, well, let's go check this out. Okay. Let's go back. I don't know how to get the price though. You know, I'm like old school. I'm used to prices just popping up. Okay, so I see what you're saying. Move it like okay. I see what you're saying now. Okay, let's go to 3 floors. Okay, let's go with 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, fine property. Okay, so here we go. So, but we don't know the price though. Let's go to 400. See what we have. No properties for 400. So 300 to 500. Let's see what we get. So we do have something in the 300s. That's probably these because they're, I think, available units from 220. So the 1 bedrooms are 220. That's the only thing I can think of now. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. There's no price. I wish they used to have prices back in the day. Penthouse units must be, I don't know how much. Shop. Okay, prices from 248. Wow. That's interesting. So it appears Victor Marrero is making out like a bandit because he bought his unit 231. They're selling these over here at the Star for 248 now. This is interesting. Well, I'm pretty sure this price is not 248 anymore, but there's just no way to figure out how much these things are worth. I'll do it this way. We'll do Connor Rock Love today. Galaxy. I'll just do it this way. Let's just go. I'm going to do it another way. Seventh Heaven. They give me the right prices. Here's the real prices right here. Seventh Heaven have them. So you guys will see it firsthand. You see it firsthand. 1 bedroom, $200,000. Oh my God. That is at Connor Rock Galaxy. Ladies and gentlemen, you're seeing it here first. Victor Marrero buys his 2 bedroom for $231,000. Now the 1 bedroom costs $200,000. And by the way, the 1 bedrooms were like right? Weren't they 124, I think? 117, 124 when they first came out. Holy smokes, ladies and gentlemen. A 1 bedroom that's 639 square feet, which is a pretty nice area. Well, let's see how much the 2 bedrooms are going for. Clearly not 231, clearly not 300. Let's see. Here we go. 342, and I think that's even a lower number. So again, the 1 bedroom is 240 now. This is 380. I'm pretty sure this is 380, 390 now. Victor Marrero is winning. Everybody who bought there is winning. Everybody's going to win, ladies and gentlemen. You just got to get in the game. You want to build wealth? This is one of the easiest ways to do it. All right. Move to the higher amount. Move the higher amount lower. Yes, exactly. But I just went to 7th heaven, so we can just get the numbers. It's higher than this. Take on 40,000 more. So when they said from 242,000, that's how much the 1 bedroom is now. And add 40,000 more, 380. That is $150,000 worth of equity for all of the owners that have a 2 bedroom at the Galaxy. Now, I don't know if this is going to hold for the Star and everything else, but they generally are on the same property. So therefore, they're probably going to be pretty closely matched in pricing. Wow. Big time win. Victor Marrero. Big time. And they increased the unit sizes also to boot, which is pretty interesting. You got to love that. To add actually in fact, Victor Marrero's unit is going to be worth more than the 380 unit because the square foot, he has an extra 100 square feet. So that has a higher value. So whatever the per square footage price is, he's got 100 square more feet. So that adds maybe an extra 20, 30 grand. Is that pretty sweet or what? All right. You see how this is working, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody's winning. Everybody. All right. I'm going to do this just for giggles and grins, and then we'll cut this a little short tonight. But Connor Rock Star. Right? We're going to go find out about Connor Rock Star. Let me see if I can get 7th Heaven for the Star to see what they're doing. Let's see if they have it. Connor Rock. No. Connor Rock. Is that Blue Marina? That'll be sweet. Okay, here we go. One of these Galaxy Space. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Terra. Jesus. I can't find Star. Here's Star. Right here. 170 for their 1 bedrooms. And it's probably more. Oh, wow. This can't. 700 square feet, 733 square feet for a 1 bedroom. That's huge. That's huge. Wow. That is impressive. That's impressive, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if these are all 1 bedrooms, but 700 square feet is pretty big for a 1 bedroom. Luxury. They're doing the right thing. So there we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap this up tonight a little early, but nonetheless, I want to thank you, everybody, for being here. Much appreciated. You know I love you guys. We're going on the path. You guys are coming along for the ride. We started off with this, little real estate, little pre-construction. We started off with some stock market investing. We started off with some crypto investing. We started off with some other little things like debt box nodes and things like this, and took some chances on some other programs and projects. And so now here we are on the other side of it. We're sitting here going to make the big boy moves now. We're going into the hotel industries. We're going into multifamily industries. We're going into storage and businesses. And we're going into buying up some businesses as well. This is the time, ladies and gentlemen. You do the same thing. Holy smokes, they're sold out. How much are they? I'm afraid to ask. 600 grand probably for the penthouses. They're 2,600 square feet. They got to be 600 grand at least. They got to be more than the beaches, but they're the same size. So they got to be 600 minimum. I'd be willing to bet 700. Victor Morrell, they're making it an upscale location, luxury upscale to match everybody else. They're doing a damn good job. Like I said, we want this, ladies and gentlemen. We want everybody to be up there. All right. Okay. So I just want to end this tonight. Again, I love you guys. I appreciate your support. Make sure you share the videos. Other people can use this. They don't understand. They can get things with no credit check, no qualifying, and build wealth. They don't understand. This is why you don't need any credit. All right. You just need to be at the right place at the right time and trying to find something to do, because if there's a will, there's a way. We make it happen. And you're coming along for the ride. So you have no barriers to entry in reality. If you're out here and you found yourself with a project that you can't finance, then you need to contact me. We can get you with Wilson Koo. He can help you out. I can probably help you out as well but generally the things I help out with, it has to make money. There has to be some value to it. It can't just be it's starting out. It has to already be a business that's already been running, and you can present tax returns. You can present this bank statements or something that shows this how much it makes, and it has to make sense. Then you can get the funding for it if you're able to buy it at the right price. All that is doable. So you guys are coming along for the big ride. If you want to do it, then you better hit me up. With all that said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have to end this tonight, and smash that like button, share the videos, and I appreciate your support. Everybody with the icon, if you can't get in the chat room, there's a reason. Only members on Wednesday night at 8:50 p.m. with the icon, they can only be in the chat room. Everybody else, you can watch. You can subscribe. But on Friday nights at 9:10 p.m. and Monday nights at 8:50 p.m., everybody can be in the chat room. All right, here we go. I know a friend from Orlando that bought a penthouse cash. He owns a glass business in Orlando. Well, then he's doing good, because the time they finish this, I guess it's going to be worth $800,000 or $900,000. Which begs the question, ladies and gentlemen. I can keep going on and on. Larimar and Cruise on Land. Unfortunately, Cruise on Land has that funky contract. But Larimar, their prime tower penthouses are $346,000. All right, for 1,900 and something square feet, and the 324,000 is also 1,900 and something square feet. Both have 1,000 square foot of terrace, balcony space. On each level, I just break it down to 500 square feet each level is their balcony. That's huge. All right. 3 bedrooms, 3 baths. 3 bedrooms, 3.5 baths. And I believe the one that costs $346, it might be a 4-bedroom. But nonetheless, you guys can search the channel for the Larimar City project. So just keep that in mind. They are in the 300,000s right now. They're the most undervalued penthouses in all of Punta Cana with that square footage. The ones at the beach, yes, they're like 400 square feet bigger, but 637,000 is the sale price for the model that is fully furnished. How much is the furniture worth? I don't know, but let's just say 40, 50 grand. But it's still 500 and some odd $1,000. Atlantida, 550,000. At Larimar, at Horizon Views, 470,000 for their penthouses. The most undervalued penthouses are at Prime Towers at Larimar. Those things are going to be worth who knows what because they're undervalued right now. They should easily be like 400 grand, 450, but they're not. So you got an opportunity there, ladies and gentlemen. No credit check, no qualifying, and the appreciation value. Look what's happening. Conarock is a whole nother thing. And I love that their value's increasing because, again, it's proving my point. And actually, it's proving Victor Marrero's point. When he said at one time, he goes, I think it's going to happen like Margaritaville, where the value of the property is going to increase even without having the mega project situation. They have a restaurant, they have a pool, they have a fitness center inside their building. But that's it. They don't have like the sports courts. They don't have all the water pools and all that. But because they're doing luxury upscale, apparently, the value of living there, the project itself, they can charge. And of course, they have the Hard Rock at the back door, but you don't have full access. But you can access the beach there. But the thing is, all the amenities that you have at the mega projects, they don't have at Conarock. But yet, their property value is up, upscale. And now they're trying to, I don't know if it's luxury. I don't consider their units luxury, but I haven't seen them actually. They might look better in person. But if they are in a luxury upscale category, this is what I was trying to tell you. The value of your property always goes up. And once the value of their properties go up, their rental values have to go up. So I'm not expecting their rental values to stay the same any longer if their property costs more. When their property was $99,000 for a 1-bedroom and $170 for a 2-bedroom, on like at the Conarock condos, of course, what are you going to charge, right? $100 a night, $99 a night, whatever. But if something's going to cost $400,000 and $500,000, nobody's renting $100 a night. You can rest assured that won't happen. All right, so let's just keep things in perspective. And once again, congratulations to your friend that owns the glass company, because that condo's doubled in price, clearly. So everybody, stay tuned. We got a lot to talk about, and I'll see you on the next live stream at 9:10 p.m. Friday. I don't know the subject matter, but we may have Gwen, who's actually the realtor for Larimar City and Resort, on either tomorrow or Friday. So stay tuned for that. He might not be on the 9:10 p.m. We might run something early evening, 7 or 8. So make sure you go down below and sign up for the newsletter. So that way you'll get an update, because then you can ask questions on the live stream to him if you're interested in anything at Larimar. And we're going to have some clarification on a few other things, because, of course, I put in my 2 cents in asking questions, and they allowed it. So hopefully they're going to come back with some of these answers that I want to know about and you want to know about too. So with all that said, ladies and gentlemen, Professor Auntie Val, we'll see you later. Thank you so much again for your support and the heart and the strength. Greatly appreciated. Everybody, thank you so much. And make sure you smash that like button and share this video. You can help people out here, ladies and gentlemen. They don't have to keep working 9 to 5, living paycheck to paycheck, but they can do 9 to 5 for a few years, living paycheck to paycheck, as long as they have a little bit of money that they can buy assets. And then we all win. And with all that said, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.